We know Donald Trump has abandoned overtime protection for Americans. As you recall, in 2016, the Department of Labor tried to push through some legislation that would strengthen the protections and expand coverage for people who work overtime in various industries across the United States, essentially being paid more per hour once they go over 40 hours a week, the overtime pay. Now, the regulation was attempted to be put through, but was kiboshed by big business interests, also known as capitalism. And since many people know that this has not changed in almost over 40 years, so the legislation that exists is also very much out of date. It only covers a fraction of the amount of people that it was actually designed to protect. The result of this refusal to have the adequate protections will be costing workers, working class people, $1.2 billion a year. That's an astronomical amount of money. That's a lot of money that would essentially end up going back into the economy by purchasing goods and services. Now, here's the thing that really gets me about that. I mean, not only is this essentially a really scumbag thing to do. Think about this. Your employer can get legislation to rip you off and not pay you the overtime that you should get. Now, let's say you even already have it by law and your employer doesn't pay you it. What do you have to do about it? You have to go to a labor tribunal or a labor board, file a complaint, go through a bureaucratic process that sometimes even requires the use of a lawyer depending on the situation to get that money that you were owed. And frequently, it's not very much. Now, it's much for you because you're the one trying to get by on that amount of money, but it's not the kind of money that would be necessary to go and get an actual lawyer for. But if you put your hand in the till at work and take a single penny, the cops will come to your house, kick down your door, handcuff you, take you to jail, and prosecute you. Think about that. Your employer can screw you out of an astronomical amount of money, and you have to go through this long bureaucratic process that makes even getting that money a tremendous pain in the ass and makes it extremely difficult. But your employer, for even a single cent, can have the police come in and arrest you. Think about what that says about the system. Think about what that says about capitalism in general. That they can rip you off, and it's just a matter of legislation. It's a matter of a civil offense. But you rip them off, and it's a criminal offense. I think that says a lot. They can screw you out of almost $1.5 billion a year, and there's nothing you can do about it. Oh, you can argue to your member of Congress, your elected officials, which have already failed to get the job done. But if you take even a single cent, you're the one going to jail. And I think that really adequately speaks to the very nature of capitalism itself. The bourgeoisie can rob you blind. The capitalist class can just force their hand into your pocket and just take whatever they want. But if you dare try to take even a minute fraction of what it is that they owe you, the police will come to your house and, if you're black, probably kill you in the process. So I just think that's the kind of thing, that kind of view of this that's really being missed. Because a lot of liberal outlets and ones who lament this kind of wage theft really don't want to acknowledge that part. They don't want you to actually know that it's capitalism. I mean, once you understand in that context of who goes to jail and who has to buy a lawyer, they just want to see it as some kind of aberrant behavior. Oh, we can just legislate that away. That's just this thing that happens. But don't worry, we can take care of that. And the utter nonsense that position is. And, again, it reminds us of what we already know. There is no reforming capitalism. Capitalism itself as a system must be abolished.
Thank you for watching. If you like this program, then please head over to my Patreon page and set up a monthly donation. It's your donations that keep this program running. Also, if you would like, please rate, comment, subscribe, and share in various social media.